Let's begin. Well, all right. Coming to your seats, sitting a little bit further forward in your chair, feet planted on the floor, and just arrive in this space for our yoga practice today. Yeah, good. And let's close our eyes, come inside, and whatever was going on in your morning, whatever you have to plan for after you're done with this yoga class, just leave that aside. Almost pretend that you're just putting it on your desk or putting it on the shelf just for this hour. And then just be here now in this space. Yeah. And then let's just notice how we feel this morning. If you want to move a little bit, move the body a little bit, maybe shake your hands. Maybe shake them out to the side. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you want, or you can just flutter them open. Bring the arms up a little bit, shaking. Just waking ourselves up, waking our prana energy up. And back out to the side. And then forward, hands in front of our chest, still shaking. And then let the hands just gently float to your knees, maybe palms up. So the tops of your hands onto your thighs. And again, eyes still closed. Good. And let's take a nice big breath in and let it go. Notice if you feel any tingling in your fingers, your hands, your palms. Yeah, movement is important for the body. It keeps things moving around, flowing. Yeah. And then I'm just feeling this morning, maybe a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So bringing your awareness to your right peace fingers, your pointer finger and your middle finger. And just float the tips of your fingers onto between your eyebrows. So just touching between your eyebrows. And then with your left hand, just touch the tip of your thumb and pointer finger in Chin Mudra. Okay. And then relax the arm, that right arm, even though the hand is up on your face. And if that's uncomfortable with you, you can always do Ujjayi with just imagining the breath alternating between your nostrils. So let's take a breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. All the way, let all the air out of your lung. Breathe in again through your both nostrils. And then gently touch the right side of your nose with your thumb and exhale out the left side. You're not pressing hard, you're just gently touching. And then breathe in through the left nostril. And then gently touch your left nostril, release the right, breathe out the right. Ujjayi breath, if you have that in your practice, is good. Breathing in the right. Gently touch the right, breathe out the left. Nice and slow and relaxed. And then breathe in through the left. Pause. And breathe out the right. Pause. Continue at your own pace, in and out through each side. Chin staying parallel to the floor, not tucking down. Breath is slow. Hearing the Ujjayi breath swooshing on the back of your throat. Maybe even a little smile on your face. Noticing if both nostrils are pretty clear or maybe one side is more stuffed up than the other. This breath is just helping us to slow down, to center, to come into present moment. Just doing 2 more rounds at your own pace. That slow Ujjayi breath. And just no hurry. The next time that you breathe out the left nostril completely, just let that right hand float onto your lap. Release the mudra of the left hand. So again, palms up, fingers relaxed, and just noticing the effects of the breath. Notice your natural breath. You may notice it's slower, deeper. You may notice more centeredness. So one more breath here. We're going to just breathe out the sound of Om to begin our practice, to connect ourselves to our higher self, our consciousness, the consciousness of this planet and this universe, connecting as one. So let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Breathe out. And take another breath in through the nose. And exhale with the sound of Om. And relax. Allowing the vibrations through your body, again, to connect us to our energy, our higher self that has nothing to do with our physical body. Good. And then when you're feeling ready and complete, let's begin. Let's just bring our hands to prayer position. Start to rub your hands together, creating some heat on this chilly morning. And then pause, and then cup your hands over your eyes, over your face. So fingertips on your forehead. If you have glasses, just, you're cupped so your hands are not pressing against your glasses. And then gently, when you're ready, just gently start to flutter your eyes open into your palms. And then release your hands onto your lap. Such a nice way to come out of rest. Yeah, whenever you can. Again, so highly encouraged during this change of season, during this change of the world that we're going through, is to, at least if you can, a few times during the course of the day, your busy day, that no matter what is going on, no matter what our age, we just always seem to have too many things to do, right? And so that creates dis-ease in the body and in the mind, right? So if you just, very easy, a couple of times, 2 or 3 times during the course of your day, if you can just stop and close your eyes just for a minute or two. And feel when you do that, let's do that, you just reset. You remind your body and your mind to calm down, to connect with your intuition, which is where all the answers lie. And then gently flutter the eyes open. Yeah. So simple, right? 2 or 3 times. Try that during the course of the rest of the week. Especially when you start to feel like, you're so busy, so many things going on. And it's just like our breath. When we're, in stress, that's when we stop breathing, right? When we're busy, that's when we just keep going crazy busy. Your mind's going a million different directions sometimes. And that's the most important time to stop for just 1 minute. Close your eyes. Reset. We reboot our computers all the time. We reboot our phones all the time. We need to reboot us too. Yeah, try it. All right, let's get a nice tall spine. Good. And good. All right. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale it out. Good. And then let's just do some circles with our body. We're just going to start to rotate the body, just tiny little circles. Yeah. And start to feel the weight shift on your sit bones from the right to the left, from the left to the right. Yeah, just waking up our body, our spine a little bit. And pause, and then just do a couple on the opposite direction. Just nice and small. You can go bigger if that serves you, but if it's uncomfortable, then just stay small. And then come back to center. Good. All right. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, just drop your chin. Keep your shoulders reaching back. You can even slide your hands up your thighs a little higher. So you want to keep that nice, tall, straight spine. Yeah, well, don't be rounding forward. And it's easy to do that when we tuck our chin. On an inhale breath, slowly roll your head over to the right. Bring it up, back just slightly, and then over to the other side and forward. So nice, slow rotations. Good, enjoying, noticing what's going on in your neck today, this morning, your shoulders even. Next time that the head comes forward, pause and reverse, go the opposite direction now. And again, nice and slow. And you can start with small circles, and then if that's feeling okay, maybe you make bigger circles with your head. Yeah, maybe you do something a little different today with our head circles that we do in every class. Yeah. And the next time the head comes forward, pause. Good. Press down into your feet. Slowly bring your body back up. Relax your arms down. On an inhale breath, reach your arms out to either side. Lift your fingers up and press your palms to either side of the room. Press, press, press. Feel that stretch. Your shoulders, under your arms, below your biceps. Yeah, good. Stretch, stretch, stretch. A little bit more. Maybe start to make little circles. Tiny little circles. One direction. Good. And then reverse other direction. Good. And then release your arms. Just let them slowly float down. And then relax your arms. Just feel the weight of your arms stretching the top of your shoulders. And then inhale, reach your shoulders forward and up and melt them back and down and forward and up. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth or nose, whatever you feel today. Good. And then reverse, opposite direction. And as we were in class, if you were in class last week, we really tapped into our Ujjayi breath through the whole practice. So whenever you think of it, as we're breathing through these asanas, if you have Ujjayi practice, that's really powerful. Yeah, it really helps you to get in and out of the poses, and then relax and just shake out the body. Shake whatever you want to shake. Blink your eyes, shake your head. Yeah, I'm imagining you shaking off all your tension. Good. And then if you're just a little bit scooted forward in your chair, scoot forward just a little bit more. Good. So we're sitting towards the front of our chair. We have some space behind us here. We're going to do a couple regular cat cows here with hands on our thighs. Pressing down into your feet, lift the heart, slide your hands up a little higher. Reach your elbows behind you like they want to touch behind your back. Look up. And then exhale, slide your hands forward and drop your head, hands forward towards the front of the knees. Press into your feet to come up, slide your hands up, reach your arms, the elbows back, open the chest, look up. Exhale, slide your hands forward, front of the knees. And now we're going to inhale, it's coming up. We're going to take your hands behind, palms behind your hips, pressing down into the seat of your chair, and then lift the heart and look up, opening up just a little bit more. And then exhale, release your hands and just let them float to the front of your knees. Drop your head. Inhale, reach your palms back behind your hips, press down, reach the chest up, look up. Exhale, hands, you round forward, hands to your knees, drop your head. Good. And now press into your feet and just slide your hands halfway up your thighs. Lift your chest, lift your head. Yeah, just coming back to our nice tall spine here. Good. Take a nice big breath in. And as we exhale, start to keep the head above the shoulders. Don't drop the head forward. And then just start to hinge forward, almost laying your belly on your thighs. Yeah. Looking down at the floor. Imagining here your shoulders drawing back, the back of your ears drawing back. Yeah. Good. And then press down into your feet, slowly come back up. Good. Take a breath in. And again, exhale, hinge forward, coming about halfway. Yeah, looking down again, shoulders reaching back. Bringing one elbow onto your thighs and the other for cobra pose. So resting your forearms onto your legs, fingers reaching forward. Good. And again, gliding your elbows back a little bit. You're drawing your shoulders down, reaching the back of your ears back, reaching the top of your head forward. All just these little touches, right? That stretch the spine. And then pressing down into your forearms and your feet, lift your head into cobra. Good. So elbows are gliding back. Yes, chest opening. Good. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, look over to the left as far as you can. And inhale forward. Exhale, look over to the right. Ooh, I'm tighter on this side. And look forward. One more. As you exhale, look over to the left. See if you can look to the left with your eyes as well. And then bring your gaze back forward and look over to the right. And look to the right with your eyes as well. And back forward. And then relax the head, relax the gaze down. Slide one hand back to your thighs, slide the other one back to your thighs. Press down into your thighs and slowly bring yourself back up. Good. And release your arms down. And in between, just do a little light shake out of any tension you might be holding. Yeah. All right. On an inhale breath, press into your feet, reach your arms out and up, bend your elbows, interlace your hands above your head. Good. Flip your palms up. On an inhale breath, press into your feet to reach your palms up a little bit higher. Good. So reaching towards the sky with your palms. Good. Take a breath here. As you exhale, turn your head to the right. Then look up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your gaze back down, your head back down, and then your gaze back forward. And then we're going to look over to the left. And then we're going to look up towards the ceiling, just as far as is comfortable. Pressing into your feet, stretching up. And then bring the head back to neutral and back forward. And then release your hands down. Good. And let's unlace your hands and bring them into cactus pose. Good. Inhale, reach your elbows back. And then exhale, just bring your forearms together or just your hands. And then inhale, slowly open back up, lift your heart, look up. We're just talking about this. There's so much grace around us, so many blessings. We just need to stop and look and receive. Yeah. And opening up. One more time, closing one more time. Good. Once closed here, gently press into your hands just a little bit and then relax. Good. Bring your hands back out to cactus and slowly just let them float down. Relax your shoulders here as your arms are floating down. Good. And then roll it out. Good. All right. And bringing your hands onto your lap here. Yeah, good. So we're going to take our right leg here. So we're going to work our calves a little bit for our strengthening and balance today. And our calf muscles are when they're in good, when we're keeping them strong, they're the support for our knee joint and our ankle joint. Yes. So when our calves are weak, then these joints get weak. So we want to always keep all of our muscles strong, but our calves particularly for that area. They also pump blood up to our upper body, right? Responsible for that. Yeah. And they're also just responsible for power. When we walk, yeah, or if you run, your calves are the power source there. They're the lower power source. So it's important to keep them healthy. So let's take our right foot and start sliding it back. Keep your right heel on the floor. That's the challenge in this stretch. Keep the right heel on the tendency is so you want to go farther and then the heel lifts up and then you're no longer in a more functional stretch. Yeah. So keep the heel and go. So just slide it as far back as you can. It won't be too much. Yeah. And then making sure that that heel is grounded. Good. Take a breath in. Exhale, just hinge forward a little bit and come back up. And exhale, hinge back a little bit. Yeah. The whole time you're pressing into that right heel. Yeah. Good. Just stretching the calf muscle before we strengthen it. Yeah, good. And then slowly come back up and slide that right foot forward. Now let's do the same thing with the left. Slide the left foot back, keep that heel down. So go as far back as you can. Find that edge, right? That edge between the heel wanting to lift, but as far back as you can with it not lifting. Good. And then nice tall spine. And let's just do some forward and back here. Stretching a little bit different parts of the calf. Yeah. Subtle. It also keeps our Achilles tendon a little bit more supple, keeping that stretched. Yeah. And come back to center. Yeah. Slide the left foot next to the right. Good. And wiggle out, shake out any tension. Good. And then now let's just make our way slowly and gracefully up to a stand. If you'd like, always option is to stay in your chair. I like to send my heels back a little bit and bring your awareness to your heels and the inhale breath. That's what's going to bring you up with having your joints being a little happier. So hinging forward is also a good idea, right? And then take a breath in, let it go all the way. And now in a big inhale breath, press into your heels as you inhale yourself slowly up to a stand. Good. And let's arrive at the back of our chair. Good, you can push it forward here. We'll need it maybe for some balance in a little bit. And let's just move the body after we've been sitting for a little bit. It's always good to do that. It's just as a reminder, anything can make our balance challenged, like blood pressure medication, sometimes heart medication. You can, when you start sometimes taking it, it can make you a little dizzy. So whenever you stand up, especially at night, if you're getting out of bed to go to use the restroom, first stand up before you start to move, because you want to just make sure that you're not feeling dizzy. And then, start to take your journey to the restroom or wherever. Yeah. But that, sitting to stand, laying to stand, it, can make you a little bit dizzy. And one of our students had shared with us that, her doctor just said, as we get older, we just get dizzier. And staying hydrated. Okay. And relax. Bring your legs a little bit wider apart. Soften your knees, nice soft knees. And then inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Big inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. You know the drill. Make a lot of noise when you exhale. Just imagining you're just letting go of all the tension. Yeah, when we're older, and especially as it starts getting chillier, and we have some sort of ache or pain, it seems like all the time. Yeah, the brain registering, whoa, wait a minute, this isn't, in line, so you've got to feel the pain. Well, breathe it out. One more. And slowly come back to center. Yeah, good. All right. And let's just start to move. So again, it's important to move the body. The body was designed to move. And if we can, 20 minutes a day, optimally 150 minutes a week, we should be getting our heart rate up a little bit, or, pretty good. So we can march in place, and ways to do that, especially if there's weather that comes in or whatever, we can do it in our home, right? You can march while you're watching TV. I know I sound like a broken record, but has anybody been doing that? So I have to keep reminding you. Yeah. And now maybe a little bit higher with the knees and arms, right? So when we get our arms involved, that gets the blood flowing, that gets the heart rate going. Yeah. Having a nice tall posture, that's going to alleviate, tension and pressure on the joints, right? Yes, on the back, on the spine, on the skeleton too. Good, good. And now even a little higher, and maybe making a little pause in between. Good. Good. And coming back to a march. Good. And now we're going to pause. And now we're going to march. And instead of having opposite arm, opposite leg, we're going to be lifting and just dropping the hands. So let's just start with our hands up here. And then just same leg, same arm, same elbow. Yeah. Good. And now we're going to start to cross our elbow over. So left elbow to right leg, opposite. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just that pattern. Good. And now we're going to transition back to same arms, same leg. Right. So elbow down as the leg comes up. How we doing? 2 more. And relax. Good. Shake it out. Good job. Yeah, whenever we're making the most minimal change in our physicality, while we're moving, having the brain have to think about that is really powerful for our fall prevention. Yeah, good. All right. So nice tall spine. You can bring your hands onto your chest, feeling your heartbeat and letting the heart rate settle down. Good. So that, doing something like that for 20 minutes, I mean, optimally, if you can get out in nature and take a walk on these beautiful days, somehow, or just if you have a porch, do what we just did out on your porch, like you're taking a walk in nature. Make it simple, because when we make it complicated, we may do it for a little while and then we stop doing it because it's just too hard and it really takes a lot of motivation. Yeah, especially if you live alone. Usually if you have somebody saying, hey, come take a walk with me, it's easier to do it. But when you're on your own, it's hard to motivate. So make these things during the course of your day simple. Yeah, good. Okay. So let's just go into a little bit now that we got all this nice oxygen going through the body, a little forward fold. So let's come to our mountain pose, feet hip distance apart, palms up. On an inhale breath, press into your feet. Reach your arms out and up. Ooh, that feels good today. Take a breath in, exhale, stretch your fingers up, get as tall as you can. Try to relax your rib cage. Tendency here is to poke your ribs forward. Just relax the rib cage, the bottom of the rib cage down. Good. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, soften your knees, plan your arms out to either side. Start to send your hips back and land your hands onto your thighs. Yeah, so we're just looking down now at the floor. Good. And take a breath in. And as you exhale, see if you can slide your hands maybe down a little further on your legs. If it's available to you, let's tuck our tummy up towards our spine. And if it's available, just let your hands hang down, if that feels okay on your back. Not, bring your hands back to your thighs or your legs, wherever that's comfortable. And then if it feels okay, on the next exhale breath, just relax your head and let that hang down as well. So we're just hanging forward like a rag doll. If your arms are hanging down, you can just rock them side to side, kind of like an elephant trunk. Yeah, if that feels okay. And maybe even rocking your body with your elephant trunk arms side to side a little bit. Just take this to where it's comfortable for you. Yeah, good. And then when you're ready, pause if you're rocking. Bring your hands onto your legs if they were hanging. Start to walk your hands up your legs. Keep your head down. Slowly start to come up one vertebrae at a time. Almost imagine your vertebrae starting to restack as you come up. Once your chest is up, your shoulders are back, then lift your head. That also helps with dizzy when you're transitioning from forward to up. You want to have your head be the last thing to come up. Yeah, good. You're sort of like resituating yourself. Yes, good. All right, shake it out. And we're going to come to a nice side bend here. Yeah. So feet hip distance apart. On an inhale breath, again, reach your arms out and up. Good. And then clasp your hands above your head. Again, flip your palms up and reach up to the sky. Good. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, soften your knees slightly and then reach up and lean over. It's almost like the left fingers are pulling gently on the right fingers to stretch that right arm over to the left. Good. Pressing into your feet, slowly come back up and your tummy's tucked in here. Take a breath in, exhale, reach up and over. So your tummy tucks in, that area below your navel, and that supports your low back. Good. And here it's almost like the right fingers are gently nudging that left hand up and over. And then inhale, slowly come back up. And exhale, float your hands into cactus. Let's bring our palms forward. And then just cradle the back of your skull with your hands. That just always feels nice, right? Close your eyes. Good. Keep your knees soft, don't lock them back. Good, take a breath in, and on an exhale breath, just turn over to the right slightly. If you feel like you need to open your eyes, feel free. Not, and just take it back forward. And then just softly go over to the left slightly. And coming back forward. Good. And then reopening your eyes if you close them. Good. And then gently unleashing your hands together and relaxing the arms, elbows down, and then the arms down. Good. And roll it out. Ah, yeah, feels good. Shake it out. All right. So gonna open up our little vagus nerve, actually our big vagus nerve. We haven't done that in a little bit. So there's a nerve, the largest nerve in the body. It's really cool. You want to Google it. You can see it starts from the brainstem and it basically goes down into the center of your body and all throughout your core here, right? And it's all these nerves that are responsible for the functioning of everything here. What is here? Our liver, our spleen, our gallbladder, our stomach, our intestines, our colon, our heart, all of it, so that when that vagus nerve is sort of sleeping, then we might feel sluggish. Things are moving sluggishly. When it's ignited, when it's energized, that's when it's working well. So one of the things we can do to sort of wake that up is a little stretching, right? So we're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, drop your head over to the right. Good. And then we're going to, if it's available to you, bring your right hand and just softly land it onto your head. Bring your forearm of your left hand across your rib cage. And just bring your fingers onto the right side of your rib cage. Yeah, good. And then we're going to take your eyes. We're looking forward. Now we're going to roll them up to the upper left corner of the room. Good. We're going to take a breath in. And as we exhale, you're going to gently glide your rib cage over to the left with those left fingers. As you're looking up to the ceiling or the corner of the room with your eyes to the left, and your head is dipping towards the right shoulder. And you're breathing. Yeah. Softening the knees. Notice if you lock to the knees, keep them soft. Smile on the face. Breathe. Each time you exhale, maybe you scoot that rib cage over just another 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, 2 more breaths here. And on your exhale breath, relax. Let the rib cage float back to middle. Roll your eyes back forward. Good. Release your left hand off your rib cage. Take your right hand to the right side of your head. On an inhale breath, lift your head back up and relax and roll out the shoulders. Even shake out the legs. Move the head, move the body. Yeah, good. It's just getting space in there for that vagus nerve to open up. Yeah, good. And then let's do that same thing on the other side. So take a breath in. As you exhale, relax and just let your head float to the left. Now left ear to left shoulder, as far as is comfortable. And then taking that left hand out and up and just landing it just softly onto the head. Good. And then taking your right forearm across your rib cage. And your right fingers on the left side of those ribs. And then roll your eyes up to the upper left corner of the room. Actually, upper right corner, sorry. Yeah. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to glide your rib cage over to the right. Softening those knees, don't let them lock. And find your breath. It's just a tiny little glide of that rib cage. Just getting some space. Now on the right side of those nerve endings. smile on the face. 2 more breaths. And on the next exhale breath, soften, just relax the rib cage. Yeah, you don't have to be gliding it anymore. Roll your eyes back forward. Release your right arm down. Take your left hand to the left side of your head. And on an inhale breath, lift that head back up. Yeah, and shake it out. Good. Just reminding ourselves, if we all know what a 10-pound bag of sugar is, 5-pound even bag of sugar. It's what our head weighs. Yeah, let's take our hands and just give ourselves a nice massage, the back of your skull. Yeah, you might feel some nice tingling. You can close your eyes if you're feeling steady. Yeah, massage the back of your neck. And then go down to the top of your shoulders. Good, just to wherever it feels good. Yeah. Maybe bringing your fingertips, opening your mouth slightly to your jaw and just massaging your cheeks by the jaw. Yeah. Good. And relax. Open the eyes, find your mountain pose. Relax the shoulders, move it out a little bit. Good. All right, we're gonna come to triangle pose. So we're just gonna step out a little bit wider. Yes, to make a nice wide stance. Make sure that your toes are even. Sometimes, it feels like when we're not looking at them, it feels like they're even and we look down and one's a little bit further back than the other. We always want to look at that alignment, right? That's what's going to keep our joints healthy. Yeah, good. All right. We're going to lift the right toes up, pivot them out to the side and down. So we're just going to come into triangle pose here. So I'm going to stretch our arms to either side. We're making all these triangles in our legs, in our arms. Yeah, we're going to take a breath in. We're just going to glide our shoulders just gently side to side. Side to side. It's almost like you're gliding your rib cage side to side. Good. And the next time they reach towards the right, pause and see if you can reach a little bit further. Maybe shifting the hips over to the left. And then release your hand down onto your thigh. Reach your left arm out and up. Good. And find yourself in triangle pose. Good. Feel free to look slightly to the left. If it's available to you, you can even look up to the ceiling slightly. And breathe. Don't stop breathing, tucking that tummy in. There should be no pain in your body, just a stretch. So if you have pain and discomfort, if your breath is challenged, that means you're in too deep. Yeah, just relax out of it, come out of it a little. One more breath. Now on an inhale breath, bring your awareness to your left fingers. Breathe in as you reach for the ceiling with your left fingers. The body starts to float back up. Relax your gaze down and forward if it's not there already. And then release that left arm down. Good. Relax. And then lift the right toes up and bring them forward. Good. And then maybe heel toe, just slightly narrow your stance, soften your gaze, and just do some circles, little circles with your hips. And back to the other direction. Good. And come back to center. Good. Again, widening the stance a little bit, lifting now the left toes up, pivot out and down. Good. So alignment of that heel should be middle of the back foot, that left foot, middle of the right foot. Yeah, good. And then stretch out to either side. Lift the heart, nice posture. Good. And then just rock side to side with your upper body. Just loosening it up a little. And then next time we're reaching to the left, pause, reach a little further, slide your right hips over to the right a little bit. And when you reached your range of motion, release your left hand onto the thigh, reach your right arm out and then up. Good. And then again, gaze can be straightforward. That feels better. You can turn and look to the right and even up slightly. Breathe. Tummy's tucked in. Breath is deep. Smile on the face. Strengthening. Now bring your awareness to your right fingers. On an inhale breath, reach for the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach up. Good. And then gaze back down and forward. And then release slowly that right arm down to meet the left. Good. Relax the shoulders. And then lifting the left toes up slightly. There's a slight bend here in that knee. And then forward and down. And then either heel toe or step your feet back to hip distance apart. Shake it out. Good. All right, so back to our calves, some calf strengthening here. You might want the access to your chair. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Yes, because we're going to be doing some heel lifts, which is going to be strengthening our calf muscles. Yeah, so finding your posture first, right? That nice tall spine, toes are even, feet about hip distance apart, posture, heart is lifted, shoulders back and down. You can start with hand on chair. Good. And then we're going to lift our heels up as high as we can. Hold. Good. And then release. Soften your heels back to the floor. So try to be as controlled as you can here. And again, you can hold on to the chair. Inhale, lift the heels. You find if you lift your heart and your whole body, it takes, it's a lot easier, right? Staring at a spot in front of you, holding. 4, 3. You can drop down whenever you need to. 2, 1. And then slowly release the heels. Good. All right. And now the next level, if you want, depending on you, probably were feeling a little wobbly doing that. And that's good. That's, again, brain body talking, deep core engaging. Maybe this time you just use a one finger. Find a spot to stare at. Good. On an inhale breath, again, lift the heels up. Balancing on the balls of your feet up as high as you can. Your thighs are engaged. Yes. Balancing here. You can always hold on to the chair. Maybe a finger is doable for you, maybe not. Yeah. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release your heels down. Good. We're going to do that one more time. So either hand or finger on the chair. And again, inhale, big breath in, takes you up. Tell yourself, I've got this. That little wobble is good. Squeeze your glute muscles, squeeze your thigh muscles, your calf muscles. Yeah. Holding. Just think of when you go to the ballet, you have more respect now. And then release your heels down. Good. And let's just take a break, shake it out. We're going to do one more set of that. And you're going to decide either holding onto the chair, maybe finger on the chair, maybe you float the finger up and balance. Yes, you decide, keep yourself safe. Feet hip distance apart. Good. Finger on the chair, hand on the chair. You can start with hand on the chair and then see if you can lift it. Yes. So inhale, slowly lift the heels up. Find your space. Glute muscles engage, thighs engage. Maybe you go to your finger. Maybe you lift your finger up off the chair. Balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Challenging, right? All right, last one. You decide which of the 3 you want to do. Yeah, good. And you can, if hands on hips is helpful, yeah, that's a full balance, so it's challenging. All right, find your space, get yourself ready, tall spine. On an inhale breath, lift the heels. See if you can lift a little higher this time. Good. Start with hands on the chair, maybe. Maybe you just float your fingers off the chair just for a bit. Can always grab on. 5, 4, 3. See if you can lift a little higher. 2, 1, and release. Nice work, everyone. Shake it out. Good, good, good. Nice work. All right, let's make our way back to the front of our chair. Good. Right, so yeah, and even when we do the heel drops, anytime we can work our muscles, yes. As we age, we need protein. So protein in your diet, however you want to get protein, is a good idea. There's, things that you can take, supplementation that you can take for bone building, muscle building. Yeah. And when we build muscle and muscles are surrounding our skeleton, then our bone strength is just by definition better because it's supported by our muscles. Yeah. All right. So let's take a breath in. As you exhale, send your hips back. Come into chair pose. Yeah. So pause here. Again, this is great for you're looking for your 20 minutes a day to get your heart rate up. You do this for 5 or 10 minutes. That gets your heart rate up. Yeah. Especially if you then lift your heart and then maybe bring one arm forward, tuck your tummy back towards your spine and the other arm forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop your hands, reach your arms back like you're diving into a swimming pool. Keep your legs where they are, drop your arms, bring them down, forward, and maybe up a little. And exhale, dive forward. And one more. Inhale, reach up. Maybe you come a little higher. Maybe you look up to where the ceiling meets the wall. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit back a little bit more. Smile on your face and you're breathing. Exhale, slowly lower your hands down. Now find the front of the seat of your chair. Bring your palms down and just however comfortable it is for you, find your hips finding the seat of your chair and relax. Bringing your hands onto your heart. Close your eyes. Feel your heart beating. Yes, getting that heart rate going. And letting it come back to just homeostasis here. Good. Open the eyes, relax the hands down. Let's just scoot forward here and let's just do a little shaking again. Shake the body, shake the head, release all whatever bits of tension you picked up along the way here in class. Just let it go, shake it off. Good. And it's time for Shavasana. Yes, that went fast. Good. So sitting back in your chair, we want feet planted on the floor, hip distance apart, back supported, but spine still tall. So a relaxed spine, but tall. Yes, and then palms up on your lap. Feel free to lay down on the floor if that's in your practice. And then floating the eyes closed. Here we are, right? Just scheduling that little, tension release with yourself 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah, good. And now let's take a deep breath in and let it go through the mouth. Feel the whole body nice and relaxed. And again, breathe in, let it go. And do one more, just at your own pace. Good. Come into final complete relaxation here. Just for this next 2 minutes. Notice the shoulders and let them soften. Smile on the face, relaxing all the muscles of your face. Fingers relaxed. Your heart soft. Chest, back, hips, relax. Legs, calves, toes. Whole body. Nothing to do, nowhere to be but here. Allowing the body to relax. Release tension. Let your thoughts, if any, fly around freely. Notice how you feel. In this relaxed state, all your answers come. Feel free to remain here for as long as you'd like. Should you choose to slowly come back into your space in this time, take a breath in and let go of any last bits of tension you might be holding and are unaware of. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Gently rock the body side to side. And coming back to stillness. Bringing your hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer. Resting them onto your heart. Take a nice big breath in, find your posture. And as you exhale, bow your forehead to your fingertips. And close practice today with this. Intuition is something you are born with. Everybody has it. The more meditative you are, the more obvious it becomes. When you're feeling ready and complete at your own pace, gently begin to flutter the eyes open as you lift your head. And I thank you all for coming and taking care of yourself on this day. Have an amazing rest of your day. And don't forget to just take 2 or 3 little minute pauses with your eyes closed and life will become easier. Yeah. Have an amazing day. Namaste.